There's going to be a time in every man's life where they need to ghost everyone. They need to seclude themselves so they could focus, so they could build what they want to build in life, to transform it for what they imagine it to be in. This happens all the time. Most people don't talk about it. Jesus has done it. Buddha's done it. Even some of the great philosophers, they've all taken the time to step away from their actual life, seclude themselves, and actually be able to think about what they want, what they're looking for, what they need to do. There's a lot of things that are beneficial to a man when he does this, and just want to go over a few of them, what it really does and why it's important. Because if you're stuck in the same environment, you're always going to be stuck in that same mindset. Now, when men seclude themselves, the first thing that they do is they're able to take a self-inventory. They're able to stop what they're doing and say, okay, well, what am I actually doing? They get real with themselves. I've done this myself so many times. Every couple of years, I like to just seclude myself from people. I'm a natural introvert. I do like to talk, but I am a natural introvert because I process things quietly before I speak them out into the world. And so having the self-inventory to actually assess what's going on in a person's life, just being real with yourself, it's a really great thing because you can't bullshit yourself. Be real. Did I do well? Did I not do well? Am I on the right path? Am I not on the right path? For me, I'm 40 years old and I'm starting a brand new journey. I'm ending my corporate life and starting a new journey into content creation, becoming a YouTuber. Not because I just want to be a YouTuber, but I think my purpose has changed because I've always been about helping people. I've been in pharmacy for 17 years. I think just my purpose and focus of who I want to help has changed. And now I'm in the stage where my goal is to impact and inspire 1 million men to become the best versions of themselves and inspire them to become better men, better fathers, sons, brothers, colleagues, friends, you name it. The reason why is because I feel like I'm lacking as a man too. I felt like some of the guys around me feel like they're lacking as a man. Now, we may not think about this and say this up front, but this is something that all men think about. And if they don't, they're full of shit, straight up. It's like boxers. Boxers are always hype, but deep down, that getting ready for the fight, it's a real battle with yourself. I know it personally because I've been in competitive sports my whole life. I've wrestled throughout my whole high school and middle school career. I've been in martial arts. To get in a combat situation and you know it's coming, there's a lot of gap between how a guy acts and what a guy's actually thinking and feeling. And so having this self-inventory and being real with yourself is just critical as a foundational step to figuring out how to transform their life. Now, once you have the inventory of what works for you, and one of the things I like to employ is the concept of ikigai, which is a Japanese concept, and it talks about what you're good at, what you like to do, what the people need, and what you could turn into a purpose or money, right? What could you monetize to help it sustain you? If you figure out the intersecting point of all 4 of those concepts and ideas, then you have a career. You have a business that you enjoy, you can monetize, and you could help people and have a purpose in it. And that's one of the things when you take a self-inventory, you could start measuring up your skill set, what works where. Now, when you do that, then you get to decide what vehicle, all right? Now, when you ghost yourself, a couple of things are gonna happen also. Your personality is gonna change because you're gonna start reading more books, you're gonna start studying more, and your beliefs of the past history may not be relevant today. So it's an opportunity to actually grow and develop some new perceptions and new perspectives of how things are and how things you intend them to be. Now, one of the challenges of ghosting and transforming your life is that you might leave some people behind. Who used to be for you may not be the right people for you now. And so you're going to have to critique and decide, do I still want to have these people around me? Because what served you in the past is not serving you now. And that's why a person ghosts people and secludes themselves so they can transform themselves. Because you got to break away. Once you're able to break away, you can figure out what you want to do, what you not want to do. Now, not only is it for people, it's also for habits. You can realize, okay, I need to stop smoking. I need to stop drinking. I need to stop having so much sex with females or whatever it is. Part of the situation when you seclude yourself from all these habits now is that you get to choose new habits, things that actually work for you. You get to read, eat healthy, work out more, do things that actually benefit your life. Now, for me, I've always been a reader. I've always worked out. One of the ones that I always struggle with is eating right, because I'm a firm believer that I work hard. I should enjoy what tastes good. But it's hard for me to accept that belief now because I'm turning 40 and I'm breaking down. I'm like, what's up with this arthritis in my hands? Why is my vision going blurry? Why is it hard for me to sit up? I got bad back, like, damn. So it's important to now, like, for me to take my vitamins, eat healthy, drink lots of water, take stock of what I really need. When it comes to transforming a life, a lot of it's going to shed away. It's going to fall apart. It's not going to be there no more. And you got to be okay with that. Now, going back to the people, you get to choose who you're surrounding yourself. Coming out of that, you get to pick your new friends, who you want to learn from, who you want to work with, who you want to build up with, how you want to live. It's going to be an exciting time because now it's like a new kid making new friends. You're going to be anxious at first, but then you find the people with the right vibe. That's all it really is when it comes to figuring out who to connect with now and who to connect with later on. Now, on top of that, one of the biggest things for transforming your life is you got to just start working and you got to keep working. It's an active process. You can't sit back. You can't just try to say, oh, I changed this one habit, now I'm done. No, it's a constant reevaluation of what works, what doesn't work. Transforming your life means you have periods of seclusion. And I'm not talking about like you have to do it for weeks on end, months or years, even a couple days or a weekend. That's good enough for you to take stock and just figure out, I like doing this, I don't like doing this. This is what I want to do now, and committing to it. Now, changing these habits and transforming your life is an active process. It does take time. It does take sacrifice, because in order to get a new life, you have to let go of what you've been holding on previously. So you got to just go for it. Go for it all in, because you never know where you're going to end up. And I think that's a really great adventure that you want to be, because when you look back, the things you remember is not actually attaining the goal. It's the BS journey that gave you the headaches, that gave you the worries, that gave you the anxieties, and then you learn something from them. Those are the things, those stories you're going to remember for a really long time. If you're trying to transform your life, you will have to disappear for a small period of time, because when you re-enter, people are not going to recognize who you are, and that's going to be a different feeling. Now, these are just quick tips on how to disappear and transform your life in a short period of time. If you like this video, like and subscribe, share it if you can. Catch you later. Be easy.